Bonjour Alejandro Amenábar et merci de nous faire le plaisir de votre présence. On appartient à la même génération. J'ai grandi avec vos films, ils ont construit ma cinéphilie. Mais quels sont les films qui ont construit votre cinéphilie? Voilà ce que je vous propose qu'on explore tous les deux ensemble.
Ok, we'll try.
À mi-parcours des années 90, Alejandro Amenábar, réalisateur chilien qui a grandi à Madrid, a incarné le même printemps qui célébrait dans les années 40 le talent d'Orson Welles. Dès son premier film, Thésis, on a pu mesurer la puissance génératrice d'un cinéma riche de transgressions porté par la flamboyance du style.
Es una chica atada a una silla y un tío con un pasamontañas la está machacando.
¿Por qué me haces eso? ¡Por favor! ¡No!
Joder, esto es muy fuerte.
¡No puedo!
¿Qué coño le va a hacer en la...? Será mejor que no veas esto.
No quiero verlo.
No mires, no mires. No mires.
Il a même eu le culot d'ouvrir les yeux d'un Hollywood sous perfusion, qui a malheureusement saccagé ce monde des possibles que portait l'original espagnol. Depuis, Alejandro a promené son ambition entre l'élégance du film de genre avec Nicole Kidman et le mélodrame roboratif combiné au film social. Aujourd'hui, avec Lettre à Franco, il continue sa mise en scène de l'histoire qu'il avait entamée avec Agora et son questionnement sur la vie, la mort et les limites de l'imaginaire.
Todos somos españoles y todos debemos luchar juntos. Venceréis, pero no convenceréis.
Muerte a los intelectuales.
¡España! ¡España! ¡España!
Le réalisateur américain John Carpenter, qui est le réalisateur de Assaut, de Christine notamment, dit qu'en France, il est considéré comme un auteur, alors que chez lui, aux États-Unis, il est tout simplement clochard. Alors vous qui êtes né au Chili, qui avez été élevé en Espagne, qui avez tourné avec les Américains, est-ce que vous aussi, vous avez ce sentiment d'une identité fracturée?
Well, obviously I have both nationalities, but I'm not sure if that affects my concept as a filmmaker. I've discovered in these years that what really drives me is freedom. So regardless my movies are box office or not, I always feel that I'm doing the stuff I want. So in that sense, I'm an auteur, but somehow the movies don't look like auteur movies.
De quelle manière le cinéma a pu vous rendre heureux, Alejandro Amenábar, au point d'en faire votre métier et d'abandonner vos études en sciences de l'information à Madrid?
Well, movies for me have been almost everything. My old producer and film director, José Luis Cuerda, said that my generation had a problem because we didn't properly put things in order. And he used to say, first you eat, otherwise you'll die. Then you get laid, and then movies. I'm not sure in which position I would put it. Maybe movies would be in the first place. For me, movies changed my life. Not only I met my best friends at the university, but it totally gave sense to my life. And also, movies have been part of my leisure time. Sometimes like sports, I really like being told the stories. So the possibility of me being the one who tells the stories, it's been really fun. And when I think back in those 20 years, I haven't made so many movies, but I really feel that they've been a very strong part of my life.
Open the pod bay doors, Hal.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
What's the problem?
I think you know what the problem is just as well as I do.
What are you talking about, Hal?
This mission is too important for me to allow you to jeopardize it.
I don't know what you're talking about, Hal.
I know that you and Frank were planning to disconnect me, and I'm afraid that's something I cannot allow to happen.
Qu'est-ce qui se passe quand on a 14 ans et qu'on rencontre Stanley Kubrick au cinéma?
Well, I actually didn't see it in a theater. I watched it like many people in my generation in a TV monitor,
No.
very poor quality. But there was something, I hadn't even read about the movie, and then there was something totally appealing to me and magnetic, and I felt hypnotized by the movie. And by then I started to follow all his work, Stanley Kubrick's work. It happened to me with these three directors, Spielberg, Hitchcock, and Kubrick. And I think because of their work, I really started to realize there was a very important people behind those movies, who was the director.
Quand vous avez tourné Les Autres avec Nicole Kidman, on a peut-être par facilité rapproché Les Autres de Rebecca d'Hitchcock. De quelle manière Hitchcock a pu aussi vous éclairer, mettre en lumière des choses?
Well, Rebecca was one of my inspirations, of course, and this movie based on The Turn of the Screw by Jack Layton, and almost every haunted house movie was an inspiration. What I like about Hitchcock is like it feels like an old companion. So you can watch a movie some night and you feel comfortable watching his movies. Of course, all his little rules, his little tricks, it all works. Not showing the sense of humor. I really feel identified with him. And what I like about his movies is that no matter how old they are and how old-fashioned some of the tricks are, there is always some trick that you hadn't even realized, and you find it in one of his movies.
You remember, of course, Miss Torso, the ballet dancer? She's like a queen bee with her pick of the drones.
I'd say she's doing a woman's hardest job, juggling wolves.
Vous qui aimez Hitchcock, qu'est-ce que ça peut nous apprendre de vous? Hitchcock, il est toujours question de voyeurisme, de manipulation. Ça voudrait dire que vous êtes un peu voyeur, comme on l'est tous quand on est spectateur de cinéma?
I think any film director is a voyeur. We like to look at things, we observe things. That's why when you sometimes when you get very popular, it's not too easy to look at people, but it's still like that. I like going in the middle in the street and observe, of course. I have a friend a long time ago who used to say that I was crazy because I was looking at the situation and I used to do like this, which is, well, actually it was like this. So I see it through a frame sometimes.
Bueno, creo que tengo que irme.
¿De veras?
Sí, ya nos veremos.
¿No sería mejor que termináramos nuestra olla? ¡Ángela!
En plus d'être un metteur en scène, vous composez la musique de vos films. Est-ce qu'une musique de film, ça s'écrit comme un scénario?
Well, when I write, I always listen to soundtracks. Never my music, but some others' music. And that really inspires me when I'm writing. Sometimes I even change the tone of what I was writing depending on the music I was listening to. Then I shoot the movie. I don't consider the music at all. I edit the movie, and once the movie is edited, I start the process as a composer. Music is part of my life. Since I was a child, I love to hear soundtracks, and then I started doing music for the stories that I wrote. Then when I started doing short movies, I decided to try. And although I haven't been trained as a musician, I really know or feel that I know what my movies need. So when I do the music, it helps for the whole movie to have unity.
Est-ce qu'il y a une musique de film qui vous obsède? Est-ce que ça serait la musique de Psychose? Est-ce que ça serait une autre musique?
Psycho by Bernard Herrmann. Bernard Herrmann has been of the authors that I've listened to the most, and John Williams and Jerry Goldsmith and Maurice Jarre, and I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot. For instance, I love Michael Haneke's work. I really love his work, but for me it would be impossible to have movies with music, which at the same time is makes me think that music is one of the elements that makes films date sooner because of the music. But I cannot help having music in my movies. I love music.
Chez vous, la mise en scène, elle est toujours extrêmement pointilleuse, stylisée. Qui sont pour vous les grands formalistes du cinéma?
If you see Spielberg movies and you see David Lean, obviously there is a very strong connection between David Lean and Spielberg. In the last few years, I've been analyzing what the missing is in Spielberg's movies because they seem to you totally classical, and it's not that easy. Me being a director, when I analyze a movie and say, okay, that's a close-up, that's a wide view, sometimes it's quite easy to see what were the positions, the setups for the camera. If you see a Spielberg movie and just a simple conversation, it's so full of life, what's going on around, that is not that easy to tell how it's been made. So I've been kind of analyzing, and in the last movie I made, it was something very Spanish, of course, and I want all that naturalism in the actors, but I wanted that kind of dynamics. But I contain myself before I have to cut to the reverse, because I think that contributes to have the people's attention.
Hut, hut, hut. Sheriff Ali, so long as the Arabs fight tribe against tribe, so long will they be a little people, a silly people, greedy, barbarous, and cruel, as you are.
Come. I will take you to Faisal.
I do not want your company, Sheriff.
Wadi Safra is another day from here. You will not find it, and not finding it, you will die.
I will find it. With this.
Good army compass. How if I take it?
Then you would be a thief.
Vous avez rapproché David Lean et Steven Spielberg. Qu'est-ce qu'ils ont en commun?
The lenses, things that go in front of the camera, that kind of internal rhythm. You can have it, and also there's something. There's something in one old David Lean's movie, which is not only how beautiful it looks like, the light, everything, but you don't find like little mistakes that you might find in another old movies, even in Hitchcock movies. In David Lean's, everything seems to be perfect. The continuity, record, everything is perfect. Technically, it's perfect. Also, another thing that it's very particular of David Lean is how he changes from one scene to the other. So that having some meaning, the last shot of one scene with the first one of the beginning, and that's Spielberg's too, playing with some kind of irony between scenes.
Ce qui va nous amener à la dernière question, qui est peut-être la plus intime, Alejandro Amenábar. Pourquoi filmez-vous?
Why do I film? It's the best way to express my point. And also, it's fun.